Bro, I think one of the worst possible habits you could have financially is being too giving or too selfless. And some people may find that wrong. Some people, well, God rewards those who are charitable and good people give. It's like, bro, it has nothing to do with being good people. Okay, that's a side note. There's no such thing as good people or bad people, but that's for another video. But, bro, it's like no matter how much money I will give a certain person, it will never help them out of their situation. It's like you could be Jeff Bezos himself, and he could just drop $1 million on certain types of people, and they would just blow through it within maybe a few months to a year. It's honestly like trying to fix a broken dam with more water. It's just not possible. Which really made me think over years of dealing with money and trying to make more money. By no means am I rich, but just going about it in a certain way, you will genuinely see that a lot of people don't deserve money. And that sounds like an asshole thing to say. I'm not saying that they deserve to starve. I'm not saying that they don't deserve a stable life. No, everybody deserves a stable life. But nobody deserves to have money, like good money, because first off, you abuse it. Like you just throw it on everything, dude. And I think that's garbage. And there are people who, well, no, because if anybody is actually good with money or knows what to do with money, they will have money. That's just how it is. But those people are labeled as selfish. And I honestly 100% think yes, you should be selfish when it comes to money, because money is like any other resource. Money is your time. You usually trade your time for money. So it's your time, and you're wasting your time by just giving money away to people who don't deserve it. And people fight about it. People actually get mad, like, "Oh, you won't let me borrow." And it's like, of course I fucking won't let you borrow, dude. It's like you don't pay me back. You lie, you steal, I will not cheat, but could be because usually all these people share a trait. They're bad with money. They lie about it. They give sob stories. They're they just wait until they get, like, you can't even have a dollar, it burns a hole in their pocket. So I 100% think yes, people should be selfish when starting out. You should be completely selfish when first starting out, dude, because you don't have much in the first place. Like for instance, me when I was first starting out and trying to open up a small online business, I didn't have much to put into it. So I can just be like, yeah, here's my $20 that I just have. Like, yeah, I don't need it. It's like every dollar counts. So yeah, be selfish, 100%. I think so. Okay, this next one's a bit tricky because it has to do with who it actually is, and that is taking advice from family or friends, specifically family, actually, because majority of family like don't know shit about finances. I'm not shitting on anybody. Okay, it's like usually your family is in the situation that they are is because of the way that they know with money, like their own habits with money. So if you see your family and they are not well off, okay, I would not take any financial advice from any family members that you would not like to live like. Okay, if you do not want to live their life, don't take any financial advice from them whatsoever. I was given pretty bad financial advice from family members myself. Okay, it is not a good thing, and I'm so glad I didn't end up listening to it because that would have caused me a lot of problems. And I've said it before on like two other videos. One of the worst advices, shit, poor English. One of the worst piece of advice that I've ever gotten on money was don't save anything, just spend it as soon as you get it. Like literally, that's what the advice was. And this is from like one of my amazing family members. However, that advice was horrible. Okay, and I even at that time I was like 12, and I was like, that's bullshit. It's like in no way would I ever listen to this. And I tried to figure out how is there a way that I could hold on to money and increase it. And I was young at this time. I'm like 14, 15, around this age. And I'm like, how can I hold money? How can I cause my savings to increase? Right. And I'm thinking this. I think this for a while. And that's why I ended up discovering investing. But that's apart from that. But that goes into the advice. Because also the family members' advice was don't invest because it's too risky. Now, there's two different things with investing. One is that you're not going to get rich by investing $20 here, $40 here, $50 here. Honestly, I would say the best thing to do is try to make more income with what money you have, right? But the only reason why that mixes in is because I was told not to invest or to spend the extra capital that I had. which is just horrible advice, dude. On top of that, when it comes to like credit cards, do not listen to family when it comes to credit cards. I was told by a family member, it sign up for any credit card. Just go ahead, just sign up. It doesn't do anything. And I'm like, really? And at this time, I'm like 16, 17. I'm like, yeah, just get a credit card. They're like, yeah, get a credit card. And I'm like, okay. And I try to, and I'm denied. And after I rack up like 7 hard inquiries, then do I realize it actually counts against your name. And I'm like, fuck me. But I'm glad. I'm very glad that I got denied because at that time I was not mature enough to manage my own money. And even now, I still make mistakes. Sometimes I'll splurge and be like, why the fuck did I do that? But I'm still learning, and I know not to get myself into deep debt, or any debt. Oh boy, this next one is Dave Ramsey's gonna hate me for it, and that is because I do believe that credit cards aren't bad. Credit cards can be a very useful tool. However, you have to know how to use them. If you are not a credit card person, and by that, max out your credit cards, don't pay on time, pay the minimum balance. Oh, sinus problem. Ugh. Pay the minimum balance, and don't stay up to date with your credit or don't monitor your cards, dude. Don't get a credit card at all because they can take a toll on your mental, emotional, and physical health. Like seriously, dude, it gets that bad with like credit card interest and cash advance interest and different like your credit score dropping, dude. It's a lot to deal with. So you can only, I would suggest only get one if you know what to do with it. I'm not perfect with mine. However, I started to like look into it. Like I would go over the what not the disclaimers. I'd go over all the rewards, all the benefits, all like in the disclaimer. I go through the whole menu on what the credit card is and what's the benefits and the APR and everything. This is what I've learned. When you open up a credit card, if you can, look for a credit card with 0% APR. That 0% APR can determine like what you can do with it, like how far you can stretch it. And by that, I mean, if you have a 0% APR of purchases, I would not suggest that go and run up and buy a new TV, a PlayStation, nothing like that. But if you can do somewhat similar to what I did, is when I first started my online business, I would use a credit card and I'd buy products or services, and then I would take those products or services and then sell them. I'd make capital off of that. I'd take what was left over, I'd pocket that, pay back the card, and I'd also get a kickback from the cash bonuses. Another thing is I don't get why people stress so much to pay on time. Hold on, before you throw your tomatoes. When I mean before you pay on time, I pay early. I'm talking like the very next day, my phone pings and it's like your statement is ready or whatever. Even like the very next day, I make a purchase. I don't even leave it. I just pay it off because honestly, it doesn't even do anything to your credit. Like I've never seen a negative side to it. If anything, I think it boosted my credit, helped me in a lot of ways by paying it off as soon as possible. Now, this next one is more of a mental mentality type of thing. Don't be scared of money. If and this, I honestly get pissed off when I hear this. Is like money isn't everything. Money's not important. The rich are evil. Uh, I don't need money. I think there's so many. Like, don't be scared of money. If you admit it, if you say, "Hey," just say, "I don't want to be rich." Basically, say that. Say, you know what? I'll never have money for that much. If you're gonna make every other complaint in the world on why money is evil or bad or a curse, then you know what? Fine, give me your money. Like, dude, it irks me to see or excuse me to hear people say that. Just for like I said, for that much, just say, hey, I will never have money. I don't want any money. I don't even like saying that because it's like a mental type of thing. It's like you are the words that you speak, and by you saying that, you admit you relinquish your dreams of having a lot of money. And it's like, bro, you do you, but that's not how I see it. I think money is extremely important, and you would not hear me say those words because it's like, dude, what in mentality do you have to think money's evil, money's gonna kill me? If God gives me money, He's got to take something away. It's weird because it's like God and money go hand in hand, when really they're very far from each other. It's like, dude, okay, if you go religious, like, yeah, the love of money, it's the love of money. is the root of all evil. It's not money. I think that's ridiculous when people say that. They twist that around just to make themselves feel better because they don't have any. And then they'll like people will attack other people with money, and they think that people with more money should just be charitable, just give out all your money because you have an abundance of it. It's like, bro, it's not my fault that you are bad with money. I see it and it pisses me off. Be like, man, woman, child, if you do not know how to handle your money, you could learn, but do not blame me or any other person who's trying to get money in and say that I need to just shovel it out because I have too much of it. Like, it's stupid, dude. It's beyond stupid. I'm not saying I'm rich or anything, but like even people who think you have like a little bit extra than they do think that you should just share it. And it's like, fuck you. No, taxes already take a good portion of it. Why the fuck should I have to give you half? Like, dude, it's fucking ridiculous. Now this one's a bit common already. Everybody knows that eating out is, hey, eating out, it's evil and it wastes money. It's like, no, I don't believe that. I think that there is a place and time for eating out, and it can actually be beneficial if it saves you time and you're going to make enough money to cover that expense in the first place. So if you're working and you run a business that can cover extra expenses, your time would be better allocated towards working more than cooking. Not for every meal, but let's say if you eat 3 meals out of the day, that saves you a good, what is it, an hour and a half to cook, maybe an hour. Let's say an hour, right? That's an extra 3 hours that you have to work on your business or anything, to work a job, anything that you know that you can cover it. Just work more. Just work. Also, tying back into credit cards, there are benefits and there are bonuses that you can get that can reduce the cost of having your food delivered or even buying the food out, right? So if you have a credit card with these benefits, then yeah, it does make it worth it for you to just go and buy or have something delivered to for you to eat. It's not terrible. You're not gonna go broke just because you eat out maybe once or twice, even 3 times a week, dude. This last one's probably the biggest one, and if you stuck around to this part, thank you so much. Basically, this is, do not be afraid to lose money. And I know that may sound hypocritical and like you may think it nulls everything I've just said, but hear me out with this one. If you are trying to make more money, if you spend whatever you have extra and put it towards education, or if you lost money trying to start up a business, or if you lost money trying to do anything that's going to give you back income, that's okay. As long as you learn from it, 100% do it again. Like, put as much money in you as you can into your education, into starting up a business. Because honestly, like, dude, that, let's say you lose $1,000. Let's say you put your $1,000 into anything and you lose it. Well, as long as you've learned like valuable lessons from it to know what to do next time, maybe the next time you put $1,000 in and you make it, and you make $1,000 back, because that grand is not. Is it even going to be worth it in 5 or 10 years? First off, with inflation, but secondly, you're going to make 3, 4, or 5 times that when you start your business up or when you get everything going. But in no way at all does that mean to waste the money. It means to invest it into something that's going to give you a good return. And I'm not talking about like the stock market and cryptocurrencies. I'm talking about either your education, knowledge, mainly your education and knowledge are two of the same. They could be interchangeable, but I'm not talking like your schooling unless like that's something dead set that you're into. 100% go for it. But if you're going to invest in in-demand skill, then that is way more valuable than $1,000 will ever be. And on top of that, you're just going to lose money anyway, especially when starting up a business. Your business may fail, and all the money and time you put into it, it may suck at first. Okay, I've been there, done that. But eventually, you're going to get something back out of it. You get knowledge out of that. You start up another business, dude. Eventually, you're going to make it. One of the main reasons why everyone fails in the first place is because they give up. Some people say, "No, I stayed for like 30 years," and bro, did you learn? Like, did you genuinely learn the most important things, the ins and outs of that business to where you can go and do it again? Because there's only so much you can know until you can monetize that skill, right? And this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm trying to do to make like a strong income from home. I want to replace like any type of outside source from strictly from working on my desk and just getting paid from that. And it's possible. There are many ways. I've already looked into it. I found it. I'm not, by the way, there's no course here. I sound like I'm already selling the course, dude. Nothing like that. I'm just saying that there are many ways out there on the internet that it's possible to make money. so many ways. But basically, everyone needs to have financial skills before you can even like get into that. But that's all I gotta say. Thank you so much for watching, bro. See you at the top 1%.